few on. Let's move to the review section, Jace, the rewind section of the podcast where we look back at last Saturday night. Good and bad memories, Jace, of last Saturday night's meeting, and we look at try and find a black booker. We give our tongue tie off medal for the Scotch egg. So what are we giving them? The Fabergé egg, the Scotch egg, the Fabergé egg.
Don't tell them Scotch egg. No one's going to. Fabergé egg.
We could afford a Scotch egg better than a Fabergé egg, I suspect, Jace. So
don't afford all that.
Write it off. It's not a bad meal, actually, a Scotch egg.
Great initiative by you, both of these. But all right, let's do the big reveal. So, week one, very quickly.
Brownlow style, by the way, in delivery.
That's what I was going to ask you about, because you would have followed. I was always very big with the footy in the different papers of their own Brownlow style voting.
And
was it the Age that used to give? You had 10 in total or something, so there was a 5 sometimes or a 6.
Yeah, so I reckon it was.
We're not going to do that. It's 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Well, 3, 2, 1.
We're not just going to jump out of the blocks and give somebody 8 votes for.
We used to do this, and we used to
argue. Housekeeping. I just want to know what we're doing.
No, look, it's a good question, because then we used to argue: can you split them? Can you give the
Adams 5 votes? Watching, yeah.
5 votes to one, and only 1 vote to one other.
Yeah.
No, let's do 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Who's going first?
Do you want me to go?
Here.
Or do you want to go?
Is Cody Winnell's 3, 2, 1 for the meeting on 1 June 2024 at Melton. Take it away, Cody.
1 vote, M. Pitt. 2 votes, C. Tonkin. 3 votes, K. Manning.
K. Manning.
So Mark Pitt 1, Clayton Tonkin 2, Kez 3. Pitt had a treble. Clayton Tonkin had 5 starters for 3 winners at a Quinella. But I'm factoring in a bit of the old market expectation into this too, Jace. They had some pretty dominant favourites. Karen Manning, for just opportunities, she made the most. She had a third, a second, and a first. And when you look at the starting price profile, the SP profile, she's done a very good job, I reckon, Jace. So Manning for 3.
I agree, and I want to preface my 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
By saying
I'll scribble yours down.
There's going to be an element. We can do it our own way. We're our own people, our own men. I'm going to rate it against expectation, a little bit like you have, but even more so, I think, because otherwise, there's a very good chance that Clayton Tonkin and Mark Pitt will be 190 to 186 at the end of the season, and then G Sugar's at 120, like that. So 1 vote for me.
1 vote.
J Tubbs.
Ooh, yep.
So we're splitting Lara J Farm here. It was a great drive by Greg, but Greg's going to get votes of his own from his piloting skills.
Well, we haven't done the 2 and the 3 yet, so hello.
No, well, he's not there. 1 overall. He's been a rogue, but just to get him where he is now. I mean, somebody did say he's going to be the next Tornado Valley. He looked like Just Believe last week. 2 votes. K. Manning.
Ooh, early leader.
And even though it didn't work out, I actually loved that she had a crack in the last.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you want, isn't it?
Of course.
You don't want people conceding, unless, of course, you've had a money race leader behind 3 poles. That's a different situation. 3 votes. N. Jack.
Beautiful. There we go. Yep. Nathan Jack, 3 votes.
A little bit different. Kate Manning's in front.
So we've got Kate Manning in front with 5.
Currently, you can bet at Codes Bond Bet. The overall winner. Kate Manning's the favourite.
Kez is on 5. Nathan is on 3. Clayton's on 2. And Jess and Mark are on 1. And see what I'm doing there, Jace? It's like they're all that big that they're Madonna. We're just going on first.
Just one name.
Everyone knows who they are.
There's some people you've got to say both names. Mark Pitt's one of those.
True. Mark Pitt. Clayton, no, it's just Clayton. Candyman.
Searching
for Sugar
Jess
Man.
Tubbs feels like it's got to be both names.
Jess Tubbs, yeah, it does. It does. Yep, it
Kez,
does.
Karen, Bonkers,
Kez, Karen. AP, Andy Gath. You have rung Andy Gath. Jason Leeds.
You have rung Andy Gath.
Speaking of voicemails,
all the way here.
In my
all the voicemails.
In my very early days, in my very early days, Jason Lee, I rang him and I got the howdy, Cowdy. And I thought he said howdy, Cody. And I thought, so I started talking to him. And it was just, I heard a beep midway through my conversation. It was pretty embarrassing. I was halfway through a conversation with Jason Lee's voicemail.
I reckon I did the same thing at one point.
In my early days.
And then you have Paul Rouse, who's got John Mellencamp playing for. You think that he's answered, but he's in the car the first time, and he just hasn't quite got the Bluetooth happening. But
and then you got Mickey Bellman, the Bombers theme song when you ring him.
And then you got me with nothing.
And you got Chase, who's changed phone numbers about 1,000 times. You don't know.
That's one for a long time.
Oh, have you?
I've really turned it around.
So 2 months? 3?
It's actually been about nearly
4. Oh, wow.
4. 5. You're taking bids. 7 from the man in the burgundy blazer. Black Booker.
Next segment, Black Booker. Jace, do you want to go first on the Black Booker? Swap it around?
Sure. We'll reverse it.
Who'd you find?
Stone Cold flip it and reverse it. But said, yeah, I am going. I split it between 2.
Ooh.
Well, the nominations. I can give nominations.
Yeah, give some noms. No, okay, don't.
Just a little sip I'm throwing in.
Nice.
Sounds like a funny one, but it feels like it was a driven soft, exponential improvement. Very good horse. May need another run again over there somewhere before we get on. But he's too good a horse to have sat in the doldrums. And you just feel like he didn't come back to the races Nick Dacos fit.
I like it. So what are the rules?
I saw something. I saw a glimpse of hope.
What are the rules here, Jace, for our Black Bookers? Are we getting on for their next 3 starts? Are we getting on depending on draw, which we can't do because if it turns up during the week somewhere, we can't tell anyone? What's the rules for these Black Bookers?
Oh, well, either you get the next 3 starts each way, what we used to do on Metrospective, or are we organised and committed enough to follow them and put the wager out on socials, on Twitter?
Yeah, of course we can. Well, I think we can. Yep, let's do that. All right. Well, mine,
just remind me if my horse is running.
Yep, I will.
Yep. Cody Winnell, your Black Booker is.
Shout out to Countess Sharon too. We'll remind you every time, Jace, that I'll try and read your mind and think, hang on, I think he might have one. Jace is running today.
It's one of my favourite Killer songs, actually. Read my mind. Yeah, Black Booker from Cody Winnell.
I found 3 horses in the same race last week, and I had to toss up between all of them. And I looked at them and I thought, okay, Leiden has run terrific, absolutely out of its skin. Swizzle Stick has run enormous if you look at it, but it's settled last. It was on the pegs coming to the turn. Kez comes all the way to the outside. The way it savaged the line, it's one of those classic horses that you just say, oh, get on next time. But it had done no work in the run until absolutely charging through the line again. Really. No, Leiden did a bit more, but the one I like is My Uncle Stan. He had the quickest third quarter in the race, Jace, and he sustained it with a 28.5 third, 27.3 last was I think the second quickest.
Yep.
And so he's 55.9 home, second quickest last half, and he was right off the track. He was coming 4 wide as Leiden was improving 3 wide. It was out 4 deep for Jody, trying to launch to the corner, kept on attacking in the straight and was entitled in that last 50 metres to just be sort of feeling the pinch a little, but still found the line quite strongly. I loved the run. I thought it was the run of the race, and I'm happy to put My Uncle Stan. And I keep thinking of Stan the caddy off Seinfeld. Every time I say My Uncle Stan, remember him?
I'm thinking of Stan off. I think it was Dorothy's Bornak's ex-husband in The Golden Girls. What a classic series. Best theme song ever.
Great series, yeah. Hey,
and if you threw a party. Yep.
Fun fact. How old were they when they started? The Golden Girls. So we all assume that is these really old ladies on the telly, Jace. How old were they?
I'd say B. Arthur was around 62.
No, they were in their early 40s.
They were not. That's that. By the way, this is like. Did you know?
No, they were in their 50s though.
No, I reckon B. Arthur would have been a bit older.
One was a little bit older, but the rest were in the.
I know all the actresses.
The 50s.
Betty White, Rue McClanahan, and Estelle Getty.
Well done. I'm Googling this.
Quiz show. I've got to get back on the quiz show circuit. I don't know why it's taking me so long.
Your Twitter bio, you're holding strong, by the way.
She was previously, B. Arthur was previously in a very successful series called Maud.
Okay. I didn't know
Anyway.
that. So Rue McClanahan's age in 1985 was, when she started, how old?
57.
52. 1 year younger than Blanche. And
Blanche is Rue McClanahan.
And Estelle Getty was 62. And they were the Golden Girls, Jace.
How old was B. Arthur?
Here we go. Both Betty White and B. Arthur were 63.
I said 62. So
Yeah, but that's
think I've won.
we're making ground on the Golden Girls, Chase. We're no spring chickens.
we'll rename this tongue tie off with the Golden Boys. Very quickly before we end this section.
Yep.
What you've done with my Uncle Stan is actually a very good long-term theory. How often have you backed a horse one start because you liked my Uncle Stan?
I did.
And then you jump off the next start and they win. And
yep.
And you thought I thought he'd go forward. You thought he'd go forward. He ended up last, didn't he?
He did, and I did.
And he can go forward. That's the key with him compared to the others is under the right circumstances.
Yeah.
He can be in the right spot.
Well, I was certain that there'd be gate speed underneath, and I got that right with those Donna Castle's horse and the other one that charged forward. What I got wrong was I assumed, was it Donna who led? I assumed that she would hand up, and she never did.
No.
So Jody actually read that pretty well to go back. The issue was just couldn't quite get into it at the end. But our big runs and yeah, all three horses, Leyden, Swizzlestick, and My Uncle Stan were good runs. But yeah, all about My Uncle Stan for me.
All right, well done. That's the first Black Booker section, the first Fabergé medal, Fabergé egg medal voting.
Yep, I should call it the Fabergé medal.
I like it.
We need some sponsorship, so get around us, Fabergé.